Hey, good morning, everyone. Hope everyone is well. My name is Kurt Lindberg. I'm the owner and operator of Ace Pipeworks LLC. Um, Before I kind of get into what Ace Pipeworks is all about, I kind of figured I would kind of give you a little version of my life's journey and how I ended up here today. So, I grew up in a farming community in northern Illinois where we raised corn, soybeans, and we had hogs and cattle. And I lived there for 15 years until kind of the crops took a crash and all the farms were riddled with disease. So we ended up selling. And from there, we moved to North Dakota to a small town of Northwood. Uh, Pretty small. Uh, it was there where I attended high school, and I graduated with a big old class of 28. From there, I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life. I just hadn't found a path that fit me. So I attended a junior college in Devils Lake, North Dakota. And in that year, I figured out that, I need to do something with my hands, and college wasn't going to do it for me. So I took a year off and worked for a farmer and did a lot of research in that year, trying to figure out just what path did I want to choose with my life. And after researching all the different trades such as carpentry, electrical, plumbing, auto body, auto mechanics, I kind of kept coming back to the plumbing trade just because there was such a wide variety of different areas you could go into when it came to plumbing. So I enrolled at North Dakota State College of Science in Wahpeton, North Dakota. And it was there I attended 2 years for plumbing, heating, and cooling. And I came out of there with my associate's degree in mechanical systems. And after graduation, I moved to Bismarck, North Dakota, where I got a job for a plumbing, heating, cooling company. And I worked there for 5 years doing a lot of new homes, a lot of residential service, and a little bit of commercial work as well. Well, after 5 years, the economy kind of slowed down and I was kind of looking for a change. So I ended up moving out here in 1999, and I got a job for a commercial plumbing company, and I did a lot of big building for those guys. And then I kind of moved on from there to another commercial company where we did a lot of restaurants, apartments, hotels, kind of a big variety of commercial. Plus we still did a little bit of the residential service and some remodels. And after being here for 20 plus years, with such a wide variety of plumbing that I have done, I took my master's about 10 years ago, not knowing that I would really need it, but just in case I did, I wanted to have that license in my pocket so I wouldn't have to go through all the steps to get my master's. So I probably about 2 years ago, I really started thinking about this and thinking, this is probably a route that I want to go after. And it's kind of like a pipe dream in a certain way, but I was going to try it. I never wanted to look back at my life and say, what if? That's something I didn't want to do. So I did a lot of thinking on, okay, I want to start a plumbing company, but what do I want to call it? There's a lot of neat, appealing names out there, but I don't know. And I got to thinking, I'm like, well, I want something at the beginning of the alphabet. So when someone types in plumbing, I want to be at the top of the list. I don't want to be down here. I want to be at the top of the list. And I came up with Ace Pipe Works because I didn't want it just to say plumbing, because there's so much more to the company than just plumbing. So I came up with the Ace Pipe Works, and kind of the middle of last year, I got it all set in stone with the state and got all my state licensing and got all my insurance going. And then January 1st, I told my company, you know what? I've given you my notice. I'm going on my own. So a little nerve-wracking, but you know what? I set my mind to it. I was going to do it. So that's January 1st, I started Ace Pipe Works. And I kind of had a goal in mind that I wanted to strive kind of for three things. I wanted to have great customer service, excellent customer satisfaction at a fair price. I wanted to be able to sleep at night knowing, hey, I didn't just rob that guy for what I did. So at Ace Pipe Works, we do commercial and residential. So I'll kind of get into the residential first. So on the residential side, we do everything from new homes to home remodels, basement rough-ins and finishes, to water heaters, whether it be a tank type or an instantaneous. And I do a lot of bids for instantaneous, and it's kind of a shock factor when I tell them, hey, you know, it's not cheap for me to change over from a tank to an instantaneous, but there's a lot of benefits to it. But there's also maintenance that has to be done to this instantaneous water heater to maintain the efficiency. So that's, you know, if anyone's ever curious, you know, exactly what it entails, I'd be glad to talk to you about it and kind of explain the pros and cons of that, you know, application. Getting into water softeners. You know, I do a lot of water softeners where the homeowner buys them and I just come in and install them, which, you know, I can only warranty the material that I use on that because I didn't supply it. So that's kind of a difference in if I supply the softener or if the homeowner supplies it. We also do everything from sump pump, you know, whether I can fix it or if it needs replacing, you know, we do that. We do garbage disposals, you know, anything to do with the kitchen sink, you know, if you got a leak, anything, a faucet replacement, you know, from the smallest of jobs to the bigger jobs. You know, it doesn't matter what we come to do, everything's the same. I want to leave there with the customer happy, you know, and knowing that I gave them a fair price. So, as well as we do appliance hookups, you know, you got a washer and dryer, a new one, you know, I hook them up. Everything from stoves to dishwashers, ice makers on a fridge if it needs to be ran or just hooked up. You know, I do all that as well. Another thing that, you know, a lot of people probably don't advertise in there is I also do trench drain installs, whether it be in a driveway or in someone's new garage or pole shed. You know, I do quite a few of those trench drains, whether it's going into the green space or whatever the homeowner would like, as long as we're meeting the code. We also, you know, offer the 24/7 emergency service. You know, if someone wakes up and they've got a leak, we take the call, whether that be residential or commercial. On the commercial side, we offer a lot of different aspects, whether it being a contract with a commercial company or just doing some service or a tenant build out or a tenant improvement. You know, whether, hey, I've got a 100-gallon water heater that I need installed, you know, we'd love to do it. So that's kind of where we sit with Ace Pipeworks, and hopefully I have given you a little more information on the company and what we can do for you. So, you know, and the one detail I wanted to kind of throw out there is, with kind of everything that's going on now, you know, I walk in, I've got the mask on, the rubber gloves, the booties. I'm not worried about my safety, but I'm also worried about your safety. So I want to be able to come in, and I want you to feel comfortable as I am doing the work that you need to have done. So thank you, and hopefully I have kind of helped answer a lot of different things that you may be wondering. Thank you.